Hello everyone, my name is Oishiki. At first I would like to say that please kindly subscribe my channel. So today I am going to read a story on the topic The Cherry Tree, written by a very famous writer, that is Ruskin Bound. So let's begin with our story. The Cherry Tree. Rakesh lives with his grandfather in a little cottage in the Himalayan foothills. His parents lived in a small village 50 miles away, but there are no schools there. So Rakesh comes to live in Missouri with his grandfather. Here the soil is stony and the cold, dry winds do not allow the plants to grow very well. One day when Rakesh was 7, he walked home from the Missouri bazaar eating cherries. They were a little sweet, a little sour, small bright red cherries, which had come all the way from the Kashmir Valley. By the time he reached home, only 3 cherries were left. "Have a cherry, Dada," as soon as he saw his grandfather in the garden. Grandfather took 1 cherry and Rakesh promptly ate the other 2. He kept the last seed in his mouth for a long time, rolled it around till the tang had gone. Then he placed the seed on the palm of his hand. "Are cherry seeds lucky?" he asked. "Of course," said grandfather, "but nothing is lucky if you put it away. If you want luck, you must put it to some use." "What can I do with the seed?" "Plant it." So Rakesh found a small space and began to dig up a flower bed. Hey, not there," said grandfather. "I have sown mustard in that flower bed. Plant it in that shady corner, when it won't be disturbed." Rakesh went to the corner of the garden. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb, and it went right in. Then he had his lunch and ran off to play cricket with his friends. He forgot all about the cherry tree. When it was winter in the hills, a cold wind blew down from the mountains and went whoo in the deodar trees. In the evening, grandfather and Rakesh sat outside near a charcoal fire, and grandfather told stories about people who turned into animals, beans that jumped and stones that whipped. They knew it was spring when the wild ducks flew north again to Siberia. Early in the morning, when he got up to chop wood and light a fire, Rakesh saw the V-shaped formation flying northward. One morning in the garden, he bent to pick up what he thought it was a small twig. He found to his surprise, and it was well rooted. He ran to fetch grandfather, calling, "Dada, come and look." The cherry tree had come up. "What cherry tree?" asked grandfather. "The seed that we planted last year. Look." They both bent down and peered at the tiny tree. "Yes, it's a cherry tree," said grandfather. "You should water it now and then." Rakesh went indoors and came with a bucket of water. "Don't drown," said grandfather, laughing. Rakesh gave it a sprinkle and circled it with pebbles. "What are the pebbles for?" grandfather asked. "For privacy," Rakesh said. That year the monsoon rains came early. Ferns sprang from the trunk of trees and the trees dripped and the mist came curling up the valley. The cherry tree grew quickly in this season. It was about 2 feet high when a goat entered the garden and ate all the leaves. Only the main stem and 2 thin branches remained. "Never mind," said grandfather, seeing that Rakesh was upset. "It will go again. Cherry trees are tough." Towards the end of the rainy season, New leaves appeared on the tree. Then a woman cutting grass came down the hillside, her seat swing through the heavy monsoon foliage. She did not try to avoid the tree. One sweep and the cherry tree was cut in two. When grandfather saw what had happened, he went after the woman and scolded her. But the damage could not be repaired. Maybe it will die now, said Rakesh. But the cherry tree has no intentions of dying. By the end of summer came around again. It had sent out several shoots with tender green leaves. Rakesh had grown taller too. He was 8 now. A sturdy boy with curly black hairs and deep black eyes. One day he found a bright red praying mantis perched on a branch. It was the cherry tree's first visitor. The next visitor was a hairy caterpillar who started eating the leaves. Rakesh removed it quickly and dropped on a heap of dry bushes. Come back when you're a butterfly, he said. Winter came early. The cherry tree bent down with the weight of snow. Then, in February, it was Rakesh's birthday. He was 9 and the tree was 3, but it was almost as tall as Rakesh. One morning when the seed came out, grandfather went into the garden. He started at the cherry tree and then cried out, Rakesh, come and look. Rakesh and grandfather gazed at the tree. There was a pale pink blossom at the end of the branch. The following year, there were more blossoms and suddenly the tree was taller than Rakesh. And then it was taller than grandfather who was older than some oak trees. But Rakesh had grown too. He could run and jump and climb trees as well as most boys. And he read a lot of books, although he still liked listening to grandfather's stories. Bees came to feed on the nectar in the blossom of the tree, and tiny birds pricked at the blossom and broke them off. But the tree kept blossoming. That summer, there were small cherries on the tree. Rakesh tasted one and spread it out. It's too sour, he said. They will be better next year, grandfather replied. A few days later, on a warm sunny afternoon, Rakesh went into the garden and lay down on the grass beneath the tree. He gazed up through the leaves at the great blue sky. Grandfather came outside too, and they waited in silence until the stars came out. There are so many trees in the forest, said grandfather. Why do we like this tree so much? Because we planted it ourselves, said grandfather. Just one small seed, said Rakesh, and he touched the smooth bark of the tree that had grown. I wonder, he whispered, is this what it feels like to be God? So our story ends here. If you liked my today's video, then please like and comment my video. And also subscribe my channel to listen to more such stories and to follow all my videos regularly. And don't forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you.